We are live.
Yay.
So, 12-hour live stream tomorrow. All right. So if you're watching this, the date is May 2nd, and there is going to be a 12-hour live stream on Saturday, May 3rd. Other than that, it's just going to be art and fun and enjoyable whatever stuff today.
Yeah. Oops.
Why does that keep doing that?
I'm adding on to the wallpaper.
There we go.
I'm doing Abby. I'm doing Ray, and this one I haven't finished her. Haven't finished either of them yet.
I need to clip those down. There we go. And then we're gonna go do this and hit go live. Drawing. What do we do? Anime
drawing and fun. Hello, cover up in uni. You are here again. Yes. What did I do?
Anime art tips. Go live.
Yippee.
All right.
Art tips? Sure.
There we go. We're all good. We don't have the live chat up for some reason. Docs, chat. Sign into chat.
Huh.
I have to sign into chat.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Is TikTok live yet? Oh, yes, it is. In fact, the chat is actually not separated. I don't know how to do that. Hello, Nashi and Stuff Maybe. Hello. How do I get rid of? Okay. Well, Colton's trying to get the YT password, and for some reason, this is camera's being weird. Hello, hello. Hey, my soul. I have not finished, but I'm about to submit my challenge soon for tomorrow. I can't wait to see all that. Yeah, it's like, I think the camera's like jumping a lot. The camera was like shifting up again like that, and I had to move it down. I don't know what's going on.
What is going on with
I have no idea.
So nothing got touched?
Nope.
That's weird. Okay, I need to pop out this chat.
Oh, that's how you pop it out. Hey, Masu.
There we go. Sorry, we have to log into our thing now.
Hey, Bisma. Hey, Twain. And I think the vertical version needs to be needs to slide over just a little bit to the right. But that we can do that later. Hey, Krenz.
Oh my gosh, about time. There we go. Sorry, it logged us out of our
it's weird.
YT account.
Maybe we should keep that here.
On chat. No, it's not that.
Hey, Victoria.
Okay, what are you saying?
The vertical, I feel like needs to slide over to the right more because it's kind of off center. There we go. Yep, that's good. Perfect. Yep, that's perfect. Thank you.
Why? And now it's Now I have to change the white balance. Hold on. Sorry, the camera wasn't working earlier today. How do I?
Weeklies are also tomorrow.
Function.
What's the plan for today's live? We don't know yet. Probably just gonna. We were thinking some tutorials and some OC drawing, because actually we're not doing challenges today. We're doing them tomorrow, so we have a lot of time to do all that stuff. Hey, Fox.
What is where's the exposure now?
Yeah, Colton's just doing some technical difficulty stuff. Setup's being a bit weird today. He's been trying to get that all fixed the past hour. Hey, Krissa. Oh, welcome back. Nice to see you here again. And on YT, hello, Roy and Insomnia. Already finished the challenge. Luckily, 20 hands. Oh, 20 hands. That's right. I forgot that was one of the weeklies. I was so focused on the OC drawing challenge that I was like, oh, I forgot. Kitty! Kitty's here. Hello, Lexi. Nice to see you here. Kitten, what you doing here? Are you just gonna chill?
Should be okay.
Okay.
Now. It's a little bit. It's pretty good.
Hi, baby.
Kitty. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Just
First time here, awesome.
Never ending technical difficulties.
I know.
Kitty, don't step on my headphones, please.
Like she even understands anything. My phone's stepping on the headphones, but it's always fun having a little cat around trying to distract you from drawing, right? That's life.
Yes. Just frozen. Hello. Awesome. Working on weekly. Enjoy y'all vibing. Hello. Sorry, the chats are reversed, aren't they? There we go. YTN TikTok. All right. Perfect. Oh, kitty. Mrs. Poppy. You're cute.
She loves the attention.
Mayan Jaguar. Hello. First time here. Awesome. Sounds good. Welcome. We're just chilling. What's the plan? Yeah. What Christina said earlier.
Did you hear what I said?
Yep.
I'm sure you did, yeah.
Who's all here? Nashy stuff maybe air? Yep, 12 hours tomorrow. Art fun today, 12-hour stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 12-hour live stream tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
Yes. Why am I drawing Jake?
Kitty.
Finally drew art of Maya. Put an Archer 1 yesterday. Ooh. Wait, Maya like the blonde girl Saturn? Can't stay very long. Going to the gym soon. Awesome. Go get those gains, Dahlia. I like that you moved towards Saturday for challenges.
Huh?
Insomnia says, I like that you moved Saturday for challenges.
Just this week.
Just this week.
We don't stream on Saturdays. That's when we run live classes. But
yeah.
we're between live classes right now, so we're doing a 12-hour live stream this Saturday.
Yeah.
But this is the only Saturday that's going to be challenges.
Yeah.
We don't stream on Saturdays.
No. Other
than right now.
Yeah.
This week. It's 3 a.m. I was about to go to sleep. Awesome. You gonna stay up? Victoria, hello. Art by Rin. Are weeklies also tomorrow or just monthly? All of it's tomorrow.
All of it is tomorrow.
What's the plan for today's live? Chillin', probably. So precious.
So precious, kitty. Ooh, I made his neck really buff. Well, if you guys have any questions, we'll probably start with some tutorials and then we'll maybe move on to OC drawing, because why not? That's always a fun activity. So feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah, we'll do some tutorials and stuff. There we go.
I think we're back to ping. No, it's fine. Looks like Hikaru, kinda. I don't know who Hikaru is.
What was I gonna do? Well, yes, I was gonna get Notepad out.
Gonna do random shapes again today. Ooh.
Gonna do this. We could. We could do something funny.
Yeah, we could do something funny.
I actually got a cheeky little perspective thing that I've been doing. I figured I might teach it, so I can send people back to the VOD of the live stream.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've never taught it before. It's Krenz cubes.
Krenz cubes. Yes. That's really cool.
All right, let's go to content updates.
What software are you guys using? We are using Procreate. It's an app. You know, we still have to give away some of the random shapes. Some people have been waiting for Old Al, and these are the previous shapes that we did a few streams ago. Where are they? Oh, I think they're in OC drawing right here. Go. That's not it. I think they were in here, right? Yeah, they were here. We haven't given all of them away yet, but these are some of the ones that we did quite a while back. People really like Bibsy.
Did you give the Tooth Fairy away?
Nope.
Bibsy?
Nope. She's still here.
Is pretty funny.
Yeah. So we got Bibsy. We got Chuck Marley, the Steak Man, Dombolt. Oh, this guy's really funny. Old Al, Father Harold.
You're so precious. I need to get up, though. I don't need to get up, but I want to get up. But I don't want to get up because of Kitty. I need to get my cup that I just printed.
You want me to go get it? I don't know.
You'd have to take it off the print bed.
Oh, okay, then never mind. I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I've been 3D printing these cup holders here, just like that. They're so useful. And I just printed another one so we can use them on stream. Father Harold is cute.
Ooh, I would love to see that.
Father Harold?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like Father Harold. He's cool.
Yeah,
Are you Father Poppy?
Father Pop.
Father Poppy.
Oh.
It's Lovey. Okay. I will
Okay.
have to try and remember that.
Mhm.
I may forget 6 or 7 times.
Yep, because it's such a different name.
Yeah.
Art by Rin. Okay, got you.
Come by to say hi. Awesome. Hello. Okay. Poppy jumped down. Hello. I am Flayan. Flayan. I gotta go get the cup.
Go ahead.
And this one's a great one.
Yes. I'll doodle in the meantime. I have to do more male guy body studies because I'm getting rusty. It's been a long time since I've drawn a guy body like super try hard.
Here we go. We got our cup fresh off the printing press.
Mm-hmm. Cute.
And now I'm gonna load this baby up.
Nice, Gizmo, you made it.
What? Where did that fall?
Happy Friday, Ginny. Are you ready for challenges tomorrow? Oh, I am ready. I'm very ready.
Very, very ready. I probably shouldn't put the pens in the cup right in front of the microphone, huh?
Probably not.
Also, check this out. The Big 40.
Crayola.
Yeah,
The Big 40.
I do like random stuff in my sketchbook and use Crayola because it's super cheap and it's colored. They actually work pretty good.
Ooh, thank you, Infinity, for the follow.
They actually work really, really well. Just simple stuff like that.
What will
Just
this
to color
live?
code sides. What's up?
What will this live involve today?
This live will involve whatever we feel like, I guess. Not much of a plan today. We're just waiting for the 12-hour stream tomorrow, hanging out, probably going to do some OC giveaways and creation.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we could start that.
You know that challenge tomorrow. What will we do now? Yep, just hanging out and everything. We have been talking about challenges being tomorrow the entire week. So,
Yeah.
But yes, if you have not heard, challenges are going to be tomorrow on the 12-hour stream, probably around hour 7 as usual, which is like the usual time that we cover them on a live stream.
Mm-hmm. Should we open up OC submissions? Just like so people could submit
Might
them.
have to clear the channel,
Oh,
but yes,
yeah, no
I can do
problem.
that. This mouse pad is so small. I might. Speed
7 p.m. or a.m. It would. Let me think.
7 hours
7
after
hours.
the stream starts.
Yeah.
So
7
the
hours.
stream starts at 1 p.m. Central.
Mhm.
So that would be what, like 8 p.m. Central?
Would you say this live would involve stuff?
It's like six.
Maybe?
It's like 6 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
If you're on the East Coast, it'd be like 9 p.m. your time.
Yep.
But yes, it's written at the top. When the stream starts and ends is written at the top on TikTok, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central. So you can figure out which time zone you're in and see when it starts and ends. But we'll be going over challenges at about hour 7.
Mhm.
We usually do it then.
Hello, Zuzugaki.
OC submission. There we go.
Yes, Saturn. I do want to see new Art of Maya. Are you gonna post it in OC submissions when that's open?
So I was messing with character AI last night, and there's this like space sci-fi roleplay that they have, and it was really, really cool. It was like Christina just came into the room, and I was just like leaning back in my chair, and I was just like talking, and it was like, oh, you wake up in this closet and you don't remember anything, and you hear explosions outside. And so it reminds me of that old game Zork. Did you ever hear about that?
I never
game?
heard about that. I never
Chat
heard about that
has
game.
probably never heard of it, but there was an old text-based RPG that came out a really long time ago called Zork, Z-O-R-K, and it reminded me of that.
Oh, there is a Miki's character AI.
There is a Miki AI.
And actually, Colton found a really good voice for her. I found a great voice for Ray, but I have not input the audio file yet, so I'm going to do that later.
But it's crazy. It's so cool.
Hey, Demonics. That app is super useful to fetch out story IDs. I agree. It's really like inspiring. But I know that some people are like, ooh, CAI is freaky, but it's like, it doesn't have to be.
Not unless you're
Not
freaky. Like, for real.
Yeah, it's true.
This is so cool. It's so cool. It's just awesome.
It is awesome. I love it. I think it's just so much fun. Ravio, thank you for the follow.
It just comes up with stuff, and yeah, I like that. I've done 52 of my 150 beans. Very nice.
Ooh, amazing.
I've got some more stuff that I can do today as well if you want to learn a little bit of box perspective stuff. I've been doing a little bit of Krenz boxes. I found an artist who teaches a lot of perspective stuff. He does a lot of on-location sketching in sketchbooks, but he draws in like panoramic camera lenses and fisheye lenses and everything. And he teaches a lot about it on his YT channel, and he has some like paid tutorials and stuff online, and I've been going through some of it because I really like it.
Oh, can't find the AI. No, it's a personal AI. It's not public.
Oh yeah, it's just on CAI. What's your opinion on AI art? I mean, I don't like it. I wish it didn't exist, but I know for a fact that we're just in the very, very, very beginning stages of it. It's not going away, and it's going to be very incredibly. It's going to be big. It's going to change. I think AI is going to radically change the world over the next 10, 15 years and beyond. It's probably going to be as big as like the invention of the combustion engine or the internet or something. Like, it's crazy and it's scary because it's super powerful, and I don't think the world's ready for it yet. But no stopping it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not necessarily one of those people who are like, oh, if you can't beat it, join it. I don't like it. It's kind of weird. I don't really like AI-generated art, but I like drawing and creating.
What do you use to store your drawings? I use Microsoft OneDrive, but it recently just deleted my account or something, and I lost all my drawings and photos I stored in it. Oh no. I don't
Nothing.
know
All of the drawings that are here are just on the iPad. Look at all these.
They're just on the iPad.
This is just on the iPad. We should probably store them somewhere, but they're just demos, most of them.
Mm-hmm.
What about Baby Chat? What if Baby Chat disappears?
I can always make a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't have the same human feeling, if you know what I mean. Yeah, probably.
Best fave work? I don't know.
AI, in my opinion, is going to probably really, really, really change certain industries. And I'm not really talking about the art industry. I'm talking about more like they're probably going to start having like unmanned space missions to do like asteroid mining and stuff. And it's going to be completely autonomous, and AI is going to solve all of the problems, and there isn't going to be any risk to humans because of it. And like unmanned space travel, it's going to be really interesting. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think it's necessarily going to be good, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm not the least bit. I think that there's going to be industries out there that are way, 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 way more impactful than art that are going to change a lot. Like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I think I don't even know. Like, I mean, you can't know. Like, it's something that doesn't exist yet. It's so incredibly difficult to be able to like predict what's going to happen. Best/favorite work. What is the work that you've made that's your favorite artwork? I think those clothing studies.
I think those clothing studies are my favorite.
Maybe like one of those.
Yeah, one of those. I think the leather jacket. I think all of them are actually my favorite. Yeah. I do have some clothing studies that I did.
One go. How long have you been drawing?
Years.
Long time.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'll say that.
I don't.
Perfect. Yes. Best favorite work. The thing is, because we teach, a lot of the work that we do is not finished. Yeah. I haven't done a 20-30 hour like full on artwork try hard piece in so long.
I haven't either.
Maybe Victor?
Victor's pretty good.
Victor's pretty good.
Where's the book?
I don't even have our books here.
I think it's in the closet.
I think there's a couple in the, Here, hand me my iPad.
Okay.
I can only draw realism. I try anime style, but it looks so off. Just practice.
A lot of it is stylization, and I would just say realism is...
For me personally, I haven't done any. I think some of my professional artwork was my favorite.
Your professional
But I can't
work?
show them because they're NDA.
Oh.
I think as far as like my favorite piece of mine, I think there's kind of two categories. I think there's like technical execution, like which pieces I think were the most successful technically and execution wise. And then there's like meaning, like the pieces that mean the most to me for personal reasons.
Yeah.
Like one of the artworks that I did that means the most to me is probably this one.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I really like this story, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But technical execution of this one is not as successful as something like this one. I think technically speaking, this one's more successful in terms of composition and idea and story. But like pretty much all of Christina and my art, I really like this study.
Oh, I love that one.
That study I liked quite a bit.
It's very good.
Yeah, something like that.
I think a lot of my favorite work has to be from our book 2.
You know, this one might be one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This one here.
That one you had a lot of fun on.
This one's one of the favorite artworks that I made. But it didn't necessarily take that long, but it means a lot because I'm really passionate about the story. So I don't know. What about yours?
I have my art station.
You
Well,
need access to your photos in a better way.
I know.
I should honestly
Actually,
have them.
these are one of my favorite pieces.
Those ones?
These ones.
That one there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna focus
That
on
set?
it, but that's set. Yeah, these
I
are
think
a
it's
few.
focused on it. I put autofocus on. So.
Okay, so these are a few images that I did of our characters.
There's Miki.
That's Miki.
I
This
like
is
that
Colton's
one.
character, and I made them like I gave them like really pretty dresses, and I made a series. I should do the rest of them. I've done Miko, but I never finished it. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites because I treat it like a study and also an illustration at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy with it.
Don't go to school today because I'm taking care of my sick baby brother. Awesome.
Okay.
Hope your baby brother gets better. June, yes.
And these are the studies that I did that I was proud of. I really like this one. I thought like the way how the leather turned out was pretty
Yeah.
satisfying.
That one was pretty successful.
Mm-hmm. It was very helpful, this one.
Yeah.
I learned a lot in these. These are some expressions that I did. These are like not really polished, but I still enjoyed doing them.
Yeah.
Of my character. Because I realized that I've always just drawn her in the same expression over and over, so I wanted to try and break
She's
away
like,
from that.
She's like, ha ha ha. It's like when she's like laughing at someone.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that. It's like that.
I love Ray OMG. Yes.
Thank you, Fox.
Hello, how you guys are doing? Good. I haven't. Maybe hi Stardust. How's it going? Wolfpack. Hello.
Oh, hey, Stardust.
To be fair, she does clothes better than most people I've seen. It's kind of spooky.
Thank you.
Honestly, the 5 value system seems intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, it literally revolutionizes your believability of your clothes.
Yeah.
But the 5 value system is just for lighting clothes. Like, you have to be able to draw clothes before that.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't utilize the 5 value system without being able to draw the clothes in the fold. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a technique that requires proficiency in something else really difficult before you can even use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Well, I had a very hard time drawing clothes, and I remember the first couple clothes that I rendered like a lot, I would over render, and I would be like, this is just so complicated, and I was like using photos to kind of like, I don't know, not cheat it, but to just kind of use it as a crutch. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna start painting clothes.
Yeah. making me want to draw. Do you guys go live every day? We go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're also doing a 12-hour live stream tomorrow. So we will be live tomorrow that long. We would have been live for about 6.5 hours at this time tomorrow. So we're going live the entire day. Have a lot of fun. We also have a Discord server with a lot of people doing, they do challenges, they hang out. There's a whole bunch of people actually in a voice channel right now.
Oh, yeah.
What are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people only? Wow. What time tomorrow? It starts at 1 p.m. Central. So 11 in the morning
For us.
our time. I think California time.
Yeah, California time.
And we'll be live from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central.
I find that...
Starting at 11, yes. Are we lined up with California right now? I think we are.
Yeah, I think so. So I find that if I over render, it's because I'm trying to show too much. So what I'll do is I'll be like, do I want, let's say if I'm shading this shirt, do I want the shadow to be simple or the light to be more complex?
Yeah.
So then I'll be like, okay, I just want this all to be simple. I'm not going to add anything more. So like all this will be simple. And then the rest is like, okay, I can show a little bit more nuance in the light.
Yeah.
That helped me a lot.
So, myself, that's actually a really good point. I would definitely agree with Christina in terms of when I took a class. I took a landscape painting class by a guy named Shay Schatz. He's a Hollywood concept artist, really nice guy, and he was always talking about how, so basically, a lot of the time, that over rendering or under rendering problem is actually kind of a lack of what do you want people to pay attention to. So, for example, are you overexposing or are you underexposing? Like your camera, right? If you're taking a picture of this, if you are overexposing, then you're exposing for the shadows. So you want people to pay attention to the shadows, and your lights are going to be very light. If you're underexposing, you're exposing for the lights, and your shadows are going to be really dark and simple, but your lights, meaning where the light is hitting, is going to be where most of the detail is.
Yeah.
So generally, if you add a lot of detail to both the shadow and the light, you're not going to know exactly what to look at. Your viewers aren't going to know exactly what to look at. So that's kind of like a general rule of thumb, but it's not always true. Obviously, there's exceptions everywhere. Remember when I showed that guy who wrote Hellboy? He had those really, really, really dark values in like completely black. He went completely to black in all his shadows. He's exposing for the lights, and all of the shadows are just black.
Yeah.
That's the concept behind it. What's good advice for wrinkling clothings? Do you mean like drawing wrinkles in clothings? Furiously taking notes. So it's shadow, intensified, or light, not both. If you expose for both, you can do that, but you have to understand that you're doing it, and you have to compensate in some way.
Yeah. I would say if you want to find all the wrinkles, I would say look at the waist. Waists like to kind of bend and squish, so a lot of wrinkles will appear in the waist area.
Yeah.
Elbows especially as well. Once again, I'm kind of doing something that's a little bit thinner material, but it's generally the areas where you would find the wrinkles, and most wrinkles will kind of wrap around like the form of the arm or around the waist. There's going to be some creases in like the shoulder pit area, so like if you look at Colton's shirt, he's got wrinkles in the pit area, and also some following folds or folds that follow his arm, and it's like rotating.
Maybe a little wetness in there too.
Oh, brother. A little bit of wetness.
Yeah, remember the other day when we were talking about the bean? We were, this is for demonics as well, right? So were you the one who was saying that you were doing all the, yeah, you were.
Yes, it was.
So remember when you're drawing like the bean shape, right? Well, your folds are also gonna happen in here, right?
In the crease.
In the crease. So this is the crease of the bean.
Yep.
You know, this one doesn't really have one so much, but you can kind of decide on a side to make more complicated or simple. And a lot of the time you're basically going to get like this kind of hook over.
Yeah. And in a way, clothing, like designing folds and stuff, is almost like designing hair.
So it's going to be like a little comma. You're going to get that shape, and it's going to be a little overlap that like wraps around to the back.
It's so satisfying.
And then this, of course, is a cylinder. And you can have, you know, a couple of them like that when you're dealing with closing folds.
Like, I'd like to try to imagine, like, what's the most aesthetic fold that can happen in, like, for instance, this outfit. Or even, like, with hair, like, what's the most aesthetic, like, hair layering? Like, I'll just try to see it like that. And then I'll also look at... So, one thing is... we go to the mall sometimes, and we take pictures of outfits. So let me just try to find.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, for instance...
Procreate. Yeah, this is Procreate. And also the brush that's being used, by the way, you can download for free. You can get it on the linky on our profile, or you can get it in our Discord server. You can just type !brush in any channel.
So, for instance, we look at clothing, and the way how some clothing is designed, it just feels very satisfying. So, be like, okay, well, what shapes feel satisfying? Like, the way how it rolls around the shoulder is really nice, and the color is really good, and the way how the light moves, like, and how the shadows move across the cloth, all these pockets of shadow look very satisfying to me. So I will, like, look at this and I'll use that as reference on my own image, and then I'll be like, okay, I want to try to get that effect. And actually, it'd be really fun to do a clothing study. Like, look at this. Look at the gradients on this. Isn't that just so pretty?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
It's so gorgeous. And, like...
So you'll notice on this photo, look at how every single shadow is basically black. That's because the camera is exposed for the lights.
Yes.
And the darks are just being killed, right? There's nothing really going on inside of the darks. That's exactly what I did on the that study that I showed earlier. So it really ties back into what I was talking about, right? So this is what I did. This is using the 5 value system, and value 4 and 5, the darkest ones, I've just completely made as dark as I can go. I'm not using black, I'm using like a dark red, but that is my black for this drawing. So you can see that everything that's dark is completely dark, and then the lights, I've decided to really go in there and sculpt them and render and describe all of the details, but all of my darks, like her hair,
no detail,
and all of the shadows of the jumpsuit, those are all just pushed completely.
Yeah. It's like, I like to think of it like shadow
brush and bio, yes.
Yes, brush
you
and
can get
bio.
it on our bio, but if you cannot see the linky on our profile, you can just go to drawanime.com and you can scroll down and there will be a green button. It'll say brush download. It's totally free. It's just this single brush.
Yeah. Well, like, I also like to think of it like a sandwich, right? Like, you got 2 pieces of bread and then stuff in the middle. The stuff in the middle is generally like areas of transition, or like where the light and the dark kind of mingle together, and it's like there's a transition there. That's where like the core shadow is and all that stuff. This is like your really, really dark shadows, which means very flat, and this can be your very, very light light, which also is generally flat. So that's what I like to think about when it comes to shading clothes. I really want to do a study of this sometime.
Yeah, it's good. Cylinder going away. Cylinder going away. And then we basically get folds coming over. And then as it goes into the elbow, you're going to get more of these. It's going to be like more. I got to look at this stream to make sure I'm okay, yeah. Right? And then we still get these hooks that are kind of going around the arm like this. You're going to get a lot of folds in this area. So you're probably going to get some half locks and different, folds like that in the area. And then you'll probably get like a little boop out there. There we go. It's weird to draw at this angle.
I think you're doing great. How do you simplify human muscles? I like to think of them like clay. Like you're finding the individual pieces of the muscles, and you're analyzing the form, and you're basically just like, it's like you have a cylinder and you're like sculpting that piece of clay into that form. That's how I would simplify it. And each muscle has their own shape. So compartmentalizing it that way helps me to simplify a lot. How would I make armor? I would say look at a lot of references of armor and how they attach. There's always going to be like some type of shoulder pad or like some chest plate. Since armor generally looks really good when it's mimicking the human body, so that's where I would start. Like there's a lot of illustrations out there that like break down armor that can be really helpful. That helped me a lot, especially on Pinterest, you know. So that helps for me. Hopefully it does for you. You guys have a Discord server? Yes, we do. It's actually in our profile. The invite link is in the website. Or you can just go to drawanime.com to get the server invite.
Dang, I need to do more clothing studies and stuff sometime.
Really good.
Yeah. So clothing, it really wraps around the form.
Yes.
Okay, I just got your first book about how to draw manga. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, how do you simplify human muscles? Muscles themselves aren't all that important. It's about like the main forms, the main volumes. Especially if your characters have clothing on, it's really just cloth draped over cylinders. Beat is super universal. Break things down. Yeah, anything that bends. I would join, but I got banned off of Discord.
Oh.
All good. Depending on why you got banned, we may not want you to join anyways.
Yeah.
But, I did have to say, so one of our moderators actually got a flagged on Discord because of the last challenge, sending so many direct messages to so many members of the server to contact them for a challenge. I guess flagged her account. So we're probably gonna have to figure out a way to do a different to do challenges a different way. Maybe we use like a bot or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have a Discord server. You can get it. There's a little linky in our profile, or you can just direct message us on TikTok and ask for the invite, and I will send it to you. So, yeah, it kind of sucks about that.
It does kind of suck. Are we doing OC drawing today? Saturn asked. Yes.
Yes.
We just haven't announced that we're to submit it yet. Colton has cleared everything out though.
All right, I got the invite copied. If you want to send a DM and ask for the Discord invite, I can send that over to you and you can join. Streak. Hold up. I got some streaks to catch up on. 106, 101, 185. Let's go. This is what is the streak has devolved into. It's just not even typing
funny.
The word streak anymore. Just
got one for saying that. Oh.
That was probably just. Wait, was that in our server?
Was it our server or like just in general?
The bots in our server are programmed to remove swearing, but they don't actually issue any warnings for it.
Yeah.
Or they won't block your account or
punish
you. It's not like punish in any way. It's just they just remove them. It doesn't like let you send the message. Unless for some reason another bot, there's like multiple bots at work or something that I don't know of. Yes. Oh, I could talk about the box thing.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
We could do that. I feel like the weeklies tomorrow will take most of the 12 hours.
It probably will, and monthlies because we have to do both.
Boarding, yeah, it'll just remove it. You don't have to worry about it. And if something ever does happen, the bots aren't supposed to actually be able to like remove people or do that. So you can always just DM and have yourself unmuted or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
you can do that.
Yeah, go ahead. Switch it.
Why are the weeklies gonna take so long?
Because a lot of people probably posted.
Yeah, I would prefer people post everything they did in one single post rather than spreading it out.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have to, as the community grows, as we grow, and as more people join challenges, we're definitely gonna have to start making adjustments. We might have to go to limits of how many people can do, just so it doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
But yes, so we can talk a little bit about that way.
Yeah, that's right.
can talk a little bit about boxes because that's one thing that I did want to talk about today. Briefly. This is all wrapped up now. There we go. So there is a thing. If you want to write this down, you can find more on it. All right, I will make an effort to draw larger.
Maybe only monthlies and only can submit one per person eventually.
Probably. I'm not sure exactly. We haven't really talked too much about it. All right. So, Krenz cubes. What you can do. It's a little bit smaller. Draw a square. All right. You draw a square, and then you break this square into 16 equal parts. So you divide it in half, and you divide it in half a whole bunch of times. All right. So you want this to be gridded like that. You're going to make 16 of these, by the way. So you're going to make 4 to the right. So we're going to do number 2.
Do you want to just copy and paste it or not?
Nah, I need to practice.
Okay. Albila says, why not just go through some throughout the week?
There's...
because I feel like a lot of people would want to rewind, and if it's gone throughout the... If we go through it throughout the week, they'll be like, oh, which one was mine?
Because I don't feel like doing it that way. At the end of the day, we do run the challenges, so we can do it however we want. If I don't feel like doing it a certain way, then I'm not going to do it that way. Because as soon as Christina and I stop enjoying challenges, then we will probably no longer do them.
No, they don't have any winners. It's just for fun. It's like,
but I do still enjoy them.
Oh, I do. People just showcase the work and we review it. That's generally what goes on with challenges. There's no like contest or anything. It's just for you guys to exercise your drawing muscles.
All right, so there's number 2. These don't have to be exact. These are just rough. You don't focus on quantity rather than the quality. Of course, do your best on them. But, actually, why did I do that? There's number 3. And here is number 4. So this is a cube exercise, all right? You've got 4 of these going this direction, and then we're going to get 4 down this way, but I'll draw those in a bit. So this is different ways to practice cubes, all right? So number 1, this is going to be the... I'll do it with a different color. I'll go and choose maybe like a blue. We'll do that, all right? This is the front. There's the front of our box. And so this is 1, 2, 3. This is 2 to 2. These are ratios. Then this is 3 to 1. All right? So what we're doing is we're taking this cube and we are rotating it. So this going left to right, this is going to be like your horizontal rotation. So you've got a box. And you have got 1 part of the left side and 3 parts of the front. This is a ratio of drawing boxes and objects at different angles. And then we've got the second one, which is 2 to 2. All right. So this...
Oh, Obelius, you don't have to message everyone that you're going to draw for the OCs. All the OCs are actually in the collab discussion channel in the challenges. So you can just look at all the people that posted their OCs there.
There we go. So we're rotating this box by using ratios. And this is actually an extremely useful exercise if you have trouble drawing objects at different angles. This is almost like a little exercise. It's not almost. It is a little exercise that you can do to start rotating boxes, all right? So there's 1 to 3, 2 to 2, and then 3 to 1. So obviously, we're going to take this and we are going to reverse it. And we're going to go. Now, one thing that a lot of people I think get stuck with is they think you connect the dots like this. You don't. You're not actually connecting the dots. You could make it like this. You could make it, you know, like that. It doesn't really matter too much. So this is just a ratio. This area here is just an equally divided space where you can use it to pinpoint where the edge of your object is, all right?
Bartoba says, thanks for all the drawing science free on my phone.
Awesome. There we go. And so now the front has rotated like that. So we have this cube, right? And I can put in just an F on it for front. Front, and then front. The front is now rotating away from us. You see that?
Wow, that's so cool.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to go down. So I'll take this. This is from a Taiwanese artist named Krenz Kushart. Krenz. I can just write his both of his names.
Hey, Alika.
He teaches perspective. He actually developed this method. I got one of his tutorials, and it was all in, I think, what are they speaking? Chinese. Yeah. And he had a little bit of English in there in like terms of words, but it's funny enough, this is actually a method that he developed based on observing students that went to the school that I went to, but he actually like turned it into a more refined process. So
FZD?
Yeah, the FZD, he learned it. He taught himself. It's not really taught himself. He developed this technique by observing FZD students and what they were drawing, and he noticed they were so good at perspective, and so he made a method to make perspective easy.
I really like that.
There we go. Krenz Kushart, I don't know how to say his name, cubes. And then, so we're going to do the same thing, right? We're just going to go here, and we're going to go there, and there, and there. And we're essentially going to do the same thing. I'll make that one a little bit. And like I said, these don't have to be super accurate. If they're generally accurate, it's going to be more accurate than if you're eyeballing it.
Reading while listening to you. That's a bunch of multitasking. Reading and listening. Wait a second. Lunatic?
What?
Another one?
No. All right, I'm putting my foot down about this. This has gone too far, chat.
Madman.
We don't have any more thank yous to give. There's no more powerful.
Look at that.
There's no. Whoa! I finally saw it. And now I've had enough. Lunatic, thank you. Can we get some W's in the chat for Lunatic?
So
this is absolutely wild. Thank you, Lunatic. Really appreciate it. That's very, very generous of you. Very kind of you. I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, just the same thing as last time. Thank you very much. We got a galaxy and we got a meteor shower. And just for those who don't know, because you almost never see these on streams, a galaxy is the big one that everybody's always wanting. A meteor shower is 3 times that. It is 3,000 coins, and a galaxy is 1,000. That's wild. Just casually.
Just casually, oh yeah. Sure.
Nothing much. What did Lunatic do? Lunatic sent a gift on TikTok, and it's a big gift, a very big gift, and we really appreciate it. No! The galaxies are so crazy looking.
I know.
I'm here. I've promised. I've been here. Well, you better be coming to the 12-hour live stream tomorrow, because we'll definitely have to reward you in some way. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, when do you want to open the OC drawing? After you teach?
Yeah. Can you give me my sketchbook really quick?
Oh, sure.
Here we go. I just want to. I've only been doing. Ew. Water all over. I can't set it there. There we go. So this one is going to be the same thing, except downward facing, obviously, right? So we basically got blue here. This will come out to here.
Oh, I'm sure you will, Alika.
Right? And then we've got just like that.
Weight to the lines. I've been struggling with it.
Adding weight to the lines. I mean, software-wise, you have to have a pencil that supports pressure sensitivity. So if I press light or if I press heavy, it will change. It will change the weight of the line. But line weight, there's different ways to break it down. When I was studying industrial design, line weight was kind of mathematical. So if they drew like an object, there were only 3 line weights that they used. There was a line weight here, a line weight here, and a thick line. Thin, medium, and thick. All of the and the way that my teacher described it was an ant crawling over an edge. So if you have a little ant on this object and it crawls over the edge and you can still see the ant, then you would use a number 2. If you have an ant that crawls over the edge and the ant is no longer visible, you would use a number 3. So this is the way that I was taught when studying industrial design. This is absolutely not the only way, all right? Not the only way at all. This is just a general rule of thumb for a very specific style. So you would literally just get
I would say it's a very simple way to get some good line weight.
3s around the outside, 2s in the inside, and then 1s are barely visible, and those would really just be your draw-through lines. Whoa. So if you're doing draw-through, and you can see those back there, then those would be the see-through lines. But funny enough, there's really only 2 line weights using that method. There's just dark and light. Now, do you see this very often? What I like to do, the further the line, the more pressure you need to put in further. I'm not sure what you mean. Now, one thing that a lot of artists do is they automatically make any drop shadows completely dark. Boom. Ooh. There's a drop shadow. Now this you'll see a lot online around. All right? And you can see that already this looks pretty legit, right? If I put a sphere up here. All right? If I put a sphere up here and let's just say it's floating, so half of it is right here. And half of it, the shadow is right there, coming off. Now, it's totally up to you whether you want to make this entire side dark or not. But you can see that line weight is very much something that is up to the individual's interpretation. If you want to add the shadow side of the sphere, you can do that as well. Some people do that. Right? I can move the sphere just by moving where the shadow is. So let's just say, if I want to move the sphere and put it like right here.
It says the text is kind of covered by the username coming from a phone user. What text exactly? Emmy, you mean the title text up there?
Yeah, that will happen on TikTok. It's super congested on TikTok screen. But if you like scroll your screen a little bit, you should be able to read it. But we do have a 12-hour stream tomorrow. So that's one way that you can do line weight, right? And if this cast shadow is being brought straight down, then there the shadow would be, right? If I want to add a cut line to my box,
thank you, Magusta, for the follow, and Odd, thank you for the follow.
I can do that. If I want to add a stripe.
Hi, new to the server, watching from Australia, but we'll probably catch most on replay. Oh, hello.
Awesome.
CK.
Hello.
If you click on the share button and scroll, it has an option to clear display so you can see. Okay.
It just says 12-hour stream, basically.
Yeah. Art fun today.
Yeah, I can shrink this a little bit. It'll still probably be a pretty readable.
I wonder why the iPad is actually not filling the hole. There's like
that is
desk.
It keeps moving down.
Yeah,
that's weird.
weird.
Maybe I moved it down.
No, I don't
it
think
keeps
you
like jumping. That's really weird.
Yeah.
There we go. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do line weight, right? Some people will do line weight like more organic forms and stuff. Line weight is really just a way to get people to pay attention to an area you want them to look at, right? So if I have a line and I want you to look at a certain spot on this line, then I would just add a darker line weight to it, like this. So line weight in many ways has to do with design, and design is dependent on intention. So if I want you to look at a specific area, I'm going to add line weight to that. That's like higher contrast, right? So if I'm drawing, I don't know, if I'm drawing a cylinder or something, and I want you to look at a certain part of it, I'm going to make, you know, let's just say this side darker. That draws my eye there. Now, a lot of the time, line weight will also have other factors like atmospheric perspective, which meaning like as things get further away, there's more particulates in the air and things get lighter. A lot of people will do like foreground is dark, midground is medium, and background is lighter. You can put gaps between objects. So for example, if I draw a box like this, if I want to make something feel like it's behind it, I can just put a gap.
Yeah, it just like keeps jumping. I just saw
Yeah,
it, like,
it just
move
jumped
up. It's
again.
So weird.
Our OBS is haunted.
I know, it is.
So I can actually put...
Is the autofocus? No. Okay.
Well, I actually don't know now that I think about it. No, because I don't think so. I'll have to...
I'll have to check it out sometime.
That's really weird. No, the camera's all the way zoomed out.
Weird.
All right, so there's a physical actual gap in here. And then you could also go, well, I'm going to make this line a little bit thinner. Right? Or I can just go ahead and... make this line a whole lot thinner. Maybe I even just make it lighter as well. There's a bunch of ways that you can tweak line weight, but it's all dependent on where do you want people to look, right? A lot of the time, people add heavier line weight around the head or around, you know, say here's the chin.
That's how you freehand a very nice head, by the way.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
It looks very good.
Right? A lot of the time with the neck, people will add line weight below the chin like this. That helps frame the face. And then if you're going to do hair, right? Maybe you can do, I don't know, maybe I'll do something like this. Maybe like that. And
I think just the little pockets of darkness just makes it really easy to see. It's just very satisfying.
yeah, let's do, you know, Miki or something. So a lot of the time, we can go make the eyes nice and dark. I want you to pay attention to it. We can add, now ambient occlusion is when two objects come together, right? And there's that, see that little dark line right in the middle of my fingers? That's ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is when two objects come close enough together that the light comes in, it bounces around, but it doesn't come back out. So people will add extra line weight sometimes. Notice how I said the word sometimes? To certain areas, I'm exaggerating right now, that have ambient occlusion, like maybe underneath the hair in the edges. There we go. And maybe they'll add a little bit darker line weight to the edges of the face to frame it, because I want you to look at this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some line weight around the outside. Around the outside.
Right outside, around the outside. What's that from again?
I have no idea.
Is it SpongeBob?
It's ingrained in my brain though. Right?
Cute.
So that's one way that you can use line weight. And remember, I said one way. There's always the TikTok commenters, not usually in live chat, but on videos. This is the crazy thing about people. You will give an example of one possibility, and people will say, well, it isn't always this way. And you go,
Oh, yeah.
name one thing that exists that's always one way. Like, duh.
Actually, yeah, that's it. That's basically it.
You'll be like, oh yeah, people will have a chin that's shaped like this. Well, it's not always that way.
Oh, well.
Wow,
Not
that's
everyone has the
crazy.
same-
I thought everybody looked identical.
Wow.
Name one thing ever that's always one way. Like, it literally is a comment that provides no value. It's so obvious. It's just like, you'll say red is a color, and they'll go, what's not the only color?
Never said it was in one color.
A circle is a shape. Well, it's not the only shape. It's so funny. But anyways, there is one way you could use line weight. Right? So for whoever was asking about line weight, there's the medium, which is like, yeah, I like waffles, so you hate pancakes.
So you hate pancakes, huh?
It's so funny. That's exactly what it is too.
Has it already been an hour? I don't know.
So with line weight, there's the medium, which means the equipment or, you know, the medium, the art stuff, the pencil, the pen, the Sharpie, the marker, the paint, the digital, the material that you're using. And then there's like the design or there's like the technique. Right? And if you're using a Sharpie, obviously you're not going to be able to press light and get a really light line. If you're using a pencil, like a hard pencil, you're not going to be able to get super bold dark lines. So consider your medium. Digital is extremely flexible. And consider, where do you want people to look? What do you want people to look at? How are you going to use your tools to your advantage in order to create a line weight, right? So there's a lot of different kinds of line weight. Some people draw using a brush with no opacity, pressure, sensitivity, all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually gonna take this. Was that helpful? Did anybody find that helpful on line weight? It's very difficult to give a straight answer on do this or don't do this, because it's about intention and it's about design. So moving on back to the cubes, we got this. It's rotating downwards. How has it already been an hour? Has it?
Yep. Apparently, I guess.
All right. And then we go back here and we do the 50% rotated. So this.
Yep, definitely different on TikTok and YT for sure.
So this is going to be 3 to 1, 2 to 2, and then 1 to 3.
Oh, someone was asking what canvas size.
This is a 5,000 by, no, this is probably bigger now. This is probably like a 5,000 by 6,000 or something. Did you extend the canvas? Why does it look like a rectangle? Let's go look.
Rectangle.
Canvas. Crop and resize. Settings. It is 6,000 by 5,000. Maybe it's always been that. I always say 5,000 by 5,000.
I say 5,000 by 6,000.
So this is 2 to 2.
It's always 5,000 by 6,000.
What? Well, I guess I'm not usually the one drawing, am I?
I'm usually the one that says 5,000 by 6,000. So.
And then we've got.
Thank you, Sebas, for following.
We've got number 3, which is right here.
I need to try that, like ASAP.
And so the front face of this box is tilting downwards. Yes, everybody needs to try this. I'm going to be doing it a bunch. I haven't actually done this exercise very much. So, what's up?
It's a cute top. Nice folds.
Yeah. So now, let's start on this row. We've got that one. This one.
No worries, Melody. Take care of yourself.
And that one.
I'm looking forward to challenges. I went overboard on rendering and lost the anime look and leaned too realistic. That's all good, Raimi. That's always fun, though.
I get bored, so I'll do it in a different order. There we go. So if you're following along, that's absolutely fantastic. I would love it if you followed along right now. Is anybody actually following along right now? 6,000 by 6,000 allows you 6 max layers on my iPad Pro. That's plenty.
That is plenty.
I don't use 6 layers almost ever. What are the new? Yes, awesome. So number 2, you've got it's facing down and it's facing to the right. So what happens? You get the side and you get the top.
Well, Chrissy's on YT as well.
Awesome.
Said they switched to PC so they could follow.
There we go. So here's the front.
Fox is plenty for professionals, maybe.
Plenty for. I mean, a sketchbook has 1 layer. What? Traditional art only has 1 layer.
That's true. That is true.
Like it's professional. Like any if you
mindset.
haven't like Fox, you draw traditionally literally all the time.
On
How do you
1
manage?
layer.
Do you use like a whole bunch of glass sheets stacked on top of each other and like?
That's so smart. She says, okay, but traditional is different. Don't bring that up.
Traditional is harder, so
actually is
digital is easier, and you have a bunch of layers. Now, I'm not saying you have to use 6,000 by 5,000, but you asked. Someone asked, so I said. All right, so then what you have is you've got the box. Now you kind of create this diamond on the top because you're looking down at it. Oops. And you're looking up at it. Went down at it and up at it. You're looking down at it and it's rotated to the side. So we've got
Okay,
what?
Potato. Potato says, by the way, you maybe forgot me, but I am Maya, the one Colton can't pronounce. This is my art account. Is it a Maya or Mia? I think it was Maya.
Meow. I have no idea. Welcome. Awesome. Well, I can say potato.
We can just say meow for the rest of our lives, though, because it's cute. Yeah.
All right, there we go. So it's now rotated, right? And as you may have been able to guess, this last one, this one's going to be very rotated. And we're going to have like,
Misty does thank you for follow.
we're going to have like this kind of shape.
Okay, gotcha.
Actually, we'll do it a different way. This way. There we go. And this goes down to here. And this comes down to here. So we're having 1/3 or 1/4 of the top showing, 3/4 of this side showing, and then 1/4 of this side showing. Right?
Move that over a little bit. There we go.
Basically like that. And now remember, with perspective, of course, these are going back to a vanishing point, right? I don't have a crazy camera here, but again, I'm not connecting my corners to any of these points necessarily. I'm using them as like how much of this top is showing, right? If my ratios are still correct. All right, so it's more like a general guideline.
Hey, Kayla.
There we go. So there's that one. And now we're going to do the middle one. Let's go down here. This exercise takes a while, but it's kind of therapeutic.
It is therapeutic. It looks very satisfying. In fact, I want to do it, but I don't have a sketchbook with me right now.
This is why I got the Crayola.
Yeah. Is this sketchbook underneath? This feels like a sketchbook.
There we go.
Sketchbook.
Oh, that one?
Yep.
There we go. And so we're going to break these up. We're going to do the same thing as we always do. You'll get much better at eyeballing halves, by the way.
Here, enable that over again. all, it's been years. It has been years, Kayla.
Okay, so we've got our next set of 4.
Tilly says, I'm so lost. What are we learning right now?
These are ratios of turning boxes and cubes. Hoo-ha, Tilly. So basically, we're drawing cubes, we're drawing boxes, right? Just a simple box like this. So this one right here, funny enough, if I take the entire length of this, you can see, sorry, if I take the entire length of this, that's in the middle. This is kind of on a quarter. And then this as well, if I take the entire height of it, this is kind of in the middle. So funny enough, this one would end up probably like right here, because we got 2 to 2 and we've got 2 to 2.
Thank you, Wasabi and June, for the follow. Go to June.
Will this study help with angles of the face too? Yes. You get really used to drawing these, and it helps a lot. So anyways, let's go back to this. And now, what we've got is we're looking more down than we are at this one. So we're essentially going to get...
I feel like this exercise really helps with like identifying what does a square look like and how to like get it really close. It's like, oh, is that too much a rectangle, or is that too much? Is that too long or wide?
Mm-hmm. And now we're looking halfway at this one right here. So it's probably going to be like that.
I can't draw straight lines.
I would actually like to open that up just a little bit more. There we go.
Art block is dragging me, but seeing your light is very refreshing. Thank you.
There we go. And let's open this up. And then guess what? This is the front again, facing down and a little bit to the right.
You know, I feel like we should have a term called the art zoomies, where you just really want to draw and you go on a frenzy.
Mm-hmm. And now we got this one, which the top takes up half of this square. Like this. And then each side also takes up about half. Just like that. So we've rotated the front again. Like that. And then the last one is basically going to be this one, except kind of flipped around, right? So we've got...
Gina asks, what's this box technique called?
This is Krenz cubes. You can find it online as this. He's a Taiwanese artist who teaches perspective, and he teaches it in a very unique way. This is along the lines of what someone like Kim Jong-il was really good at, rotating objects in perspective. So, what was it? So this is, if you want to get more technical, this is like 22.5 degrees. This is 45 degrees. This is 67.5 degrees. Rotations. And then, of course, this is just front on. So these are different specific rotations of boxes. So, like, rotated to the right and rotated down. And, of course, I talked about this a little bit in the past, but if you draw, like, a square in perspective, you get the middle of it, and you split it this way, and you split it this way. If you want to rotate this, you can just go halfway, halfway, and you go halfway, halfway.
Actually, Colton, remember when you had me do a bunch of boxes in rotations, but without using that grid?
Yeah.
It was a lot harder.
If you want to rotate this box 22.5 degrees, you basically just split it into quarters. And now this rectangle is rotated from this rectangle about a quarter of a turn. So you can see it would be rotated about that much in perspective.
Might be an odd question, but is there something like this for cylinders?
This is if you're drawing boxes, then a circle will fit into a perfect cube. And so there you go. There's your bottom of your cylinder. And if you want to draw this up, that's like what the top of your cylinder would look like. But cylinders are perfectly round, so you can, like, a cylinder can be rotated at any angle.
Did I do this one right?
Like the orientation of this cylinder. Yeah. But there we go. So we'll talk about that another time. Come on.
That was very
I wish
interesting.
my headphones. This is breaking my mind. Why did I never think of this? It's hard and it's complicated, and it's good to learn from other people. I'm still learning. I've been doing perspective and drawing professionally for almost 10 years, and learning new stuff all the time. And so we got this, and this is really just tilted down, and so we've got half. Bro, these headphones sound absolutely terrible right now. There we go. And there we go. Rotated, just like that. And then we've got this last one where it's kind of facing more down as well. How do you guys come up with good compositions? Good composition is the exact same principles of drawing something like good hair, which is dynamic versus static, and it's all about using something. A good composition is something that the brain understands easily without you having to think about it. It just gets it instinctively. There's like this let me think. So imagine, like, you look at something, right? You look at something and this represents time. So, you know, maybe here's like 1 second. All right. Once you get, like, when you look at something, there's like this period of time where your subconscious just kind of takes it in. And then there's a period of time where you start thinking about it consciously. A good composition, like a simple shape, like a square, for example. Like a square and a circle.
Anna says, can you zoom out? I want to take a screenshot. So this
Sure.
will be in our Discord server, like the full resolution. But yeah, we can zoom out a bit.
Yeah. So a square
This is also Procreate.
and a circle. The amount of time it takes your brain to figure out the difference between these two, you don't have to think about it. It's just instinctive. It's like this very short period of time that it just happens. Okay? Now, there's different design principles. Big, medium, and small. So here's let's just say that's the medium. Here's the big. And here's the small. There's enough size difference between these that your brain doesn't have to think consciously about it. It just instinctively can see that there's a difference. Now, if you make something that's too similar, these are very similar in size now. And what happens is it takes your brain longer because it has to now think about ambiguity. It's called ambiguity. It makes your brain a little bit uncomfortable. Now, this can be intentional. If you want people to look at something and feel a little bit uncomfortable, you can make things the same size. If you want people to look at things and it does not make them uncomfortable, there needs to be enough difference between them that your brain can subconsciously understand it. All right? So a good composition has shapes that keep this as low as possible. And if you make decisions over and over and over that cause the viewer to think too much, their brain gets tired. What did I learn is the concept of like mental calories. The more someone has to think about something, the more mental calories they're burning. And so the less likely they are to enjoy the image. So a good, and again, I'm using the word quote, good artwork or composition is one that causes the viewer to burn as few mental calories as possible. You're basically pre-digesting the food for them.
Fast food, but with art.
Fast food, but with art, yeah. That's funny. So there's different design principles that, you know, they've studied the brain. They understand how this stuff works. This stuff has been around for a really long time. There's design principles that brains just like. For example, the brain likes accelerated curves.
Well, that's why TikToks can be so addictive, is because a lot of the content is digested for you.
Yeah. So an accelerated curve is one that starts off slow and then it gets faster. Brain likes that.
Brain likes that. Anna says, what's the name of your Discord? So it's an invite link. You can actually get it in our profile, and it'll be there.
Yep. You can send us a direct message and ask for the invite as well.
Yep.
So.
Rose, thank you for the follow, and Amaris.
All right. So let me think. You know how I was talking before about like people will say, how do you make hair look good? And if, you know, when Christina's drawing hair and she draws like, I don't know, a strand. Like, let's just say that this is like a strand of hair, and then maybe there's like, there. Let's just say that's a strand of hair, all right? Now, there's this curve right here, and you want to look for the apexes, all right? The apex is the point at which the curve peaks. It peaks. That's the highest point, right? Look for the apexes of every curve. Here's an apex on this curve. Here's an apex on this curve. All right? It's kind of like in this area. If I have this, let's say the apex is right here. So if I have two curves and the apexes are the same, it does not look as interesting to your brain. This is static. It's even, it's static. Dynamic is, let's say we have two curves, the apex is here, and let's make another apex and maybe put it like here.
Ooh.
That's a more dynamic shape because my peaks of my curves have ended in different spots. And now I could probably make this even better by making this second one an S curve. So this is a C curve, which represents a C, and this one is an S curve, which is kind of like a compound curve. It has two curves to it. It's like an S, right? An S and a C. All right? So you can oppose those. So there's this very, very prominent concept in design called static versus dynamic, all right? Static versus dynamic. And one of the reasons that drawing is so hard is that people naturally draw static. And static to our brains isn't as interesting. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just our brains aren't as interested in it, right? Dynamic can also be seen as variety. And static can be seen as, you know, no variety, less variety, right? So a static, some static shapes, a square, straight lines, a circle, anything that's symmetrical, even, all that kind of stuff. Dynamic is uneven, right? Triangles tend to be very dynamic. You can have really dynamic triangles, right? Now, a static triangle would probably be one that is split in the middle. That's a more static triangle. So if I wanted to make this triangle less static, I would push one side to make one side bigger than the other. All right?
Yeah, we usually take topic requests, but today we're kind of just doing our own thing.
Yeah, static equals basic. Now, sometimes you want static. If you have a character that's really strong and you want them to feel stable, like they're not going to be knocked over, you do this. You make them static intentionally. If you want a character to feel fast and dynamic, you can make them have more dynamic shapes, like Tracer from Overwatch or any fast character, right? These are like ingrained things. These are like things that are instinctive to people. They're just, you know,
Just get it.
if you want things to seem dangerous, you add a bunch of spikes to it.
Like a spike ball.
Yeah, like a spike ball. If you want things to feel friendly,
Cute.
you know, very round, very non-dangerous shapes. This is like the basics of shape language, all right? So you have like circle, square, and triangle. You know, circles are friendly, squares are stable, triangles are active. Triangles aren't always dangerous. They can be, and you can obviously, yeah, and you can combine them as well. One of the reasons I really like Rusty's character is because Rusty's got these rounded triangles in the character design.
Super cute.
What do these look like? Like this? Or is it on the other side? Onigiri?
Oh, onigiri. They look like this.
Do they? Oh, like that. Yeah. You can see how many onigiris I've eaten, chat. I can't even draw one.
Well, there's also multiple. There's also the kind that's like this.
I can't see by your hand.
I know.
Okay.
I look like that.
But anyways, so this goes into like shape design and everything. So all the way back to the word composition. If you can make the viewer burn as few mental calories as possible, right? Really, really simple and bold. Can I get my iPad?
Yes.
So let's take a look at some compositions, all right?
Baymax from Big Hero looks very safe. Yes.
Yes,
he
very
is
safe.
The safest looking character. Basically, just bounce on him and you'll be fine.
Well, I usually use this one as an example. So this is a sketch I did a while back. Regulars, you all know this artwork. This one right here. The composition here is very, very simple, all right? It's a complicated artwork. It looks complicated, but it's actually a very simple composition. You've got a triangle in the middle of the canvas, all right? Triangle is created by Miko looking down at the cat, coming up to Abby's head, and there's a triangle right here. And then in the background, you've got an L shape, and that's stability. That adds stability to this shot, all right? So you can see you've got a simple one-point perspective scene. The vanishing point is behind Miko, right? You can see that those lines are coming out. And then we've got this L-shaped composition here. You've got the wall that comes down like this. And then you've got the ground that comes across and kind of follows Abby's arm and onto the cat and stuff as well. So you've got this. So this composition, subject-wise, is basically that shape. All right?
Oh, actually, speaking of head tips,
What?
who's that? Oh, I'm not going to say that name. Whoever was asking for head tips, we actually had a stream that was focused on drawing heads. So if you go to our YouTube channel, it's the same name, Draw Anime Academy. We actually have a stream that's labeled Heads and Faces. So you can actually go check that stream out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one composition right there. Something really simple. And the simpler that you can make the composition, generally the more pleasant it will be to look at. But not always. Sometimes, again, there was an artwork. I don't have it on me, but it was made by what's the painter that everybody really likes? Sargent, John Singer Sargent. He was a painter, and he made a piece where there was just value and noise everywhere, and it was supposed to represent this guy that was like sitting in a forest, and there were like deer around, and he was like becoming part of nature again. So it was very difficult to see him. Wow. And that was the point of the artwork. It was like, I don't remember what the piece was called, but can you like look it up on there? Like look up like Sargent painting forest homeless guy or something. I don't know.
Sargent
painting like
forest homeless guy.
Yeah, let's see if.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it's that one right there. Hermit. The Hermit.
This one.
So.
Wow, you can barely.
Yeah, can you bring that up on your phone?
Okay. How do I do that?
Look it up on your phone.
Oh, okay.
I guess. But yeah, Sargent made a painting, and it was supposed to be ambiguous. It was supposed to be uncomfortable. It was supposed to be hard to decipher, and it was about. And he's one of the most famous painters of all time. John Singer Sargent is a legendary painter. So here's the artwork. Man, it's really dim.
It's really dim.
Do you have your brightness up?
Nope.
It helped a little bit. So this is the painting, and here's a guy. You can see him right here down in this corner. And he's very hard to see. And there's actually some deer. There's a deer. There's a deer. It's very hard to see. And he's intentionally made it difficult to look at because it is supposed to represent, as far as I understand, basically someone who's blending in back with nature, right? He's a hermit. He's out living in the wilderness. There's deer. There's trees. It's dappled lighting, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, made him blend in on purpose. So I wish I was him. Yeah, I'm.
No kidding.
No kidding. I do too. So like these aren't bad or good. They just are things that work.
Yeah. Are there OC drawings today, or is that tomorrow? We'll be doing OC drawing tomorrow as well. Maybe we'll do some today. We're kind of on a tutorial kick right now.
Yeah. And like a lot of this stuff, it's all the same thing. It's about like all the way back to when I was talking about line weight. It's all about what do you want people to pay attention to. I'm going to add a darker line. I'm going to add a higher contrast. There's like a tool bag, all right? Wow, I love that piece. What's the artist's name again? His name's John Singer Sargent, and that artwork was called The Hermit. So I don't know how to spell his last name.
It's Sargent. I wish I was. That's so
The Hermit.
nice.
Is that what it's called? The Hermit.
The Hermit, yeah.
So that's the name of the artwork right there. And he's a fantastic painter, legendary. He's regarded as one of the best painters of all time.
Oh yeah.
By a lot of people. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but he's definitely up there. He's insane.
A master.
He's a master, and he's really, really, really good. So back to what I was saying, it's like, what do you want people to focus on? It all comes back to that, right? If and there's a lot of really simple concepts, like, where do you think I want you to focus when I draw something like this? It's very obvious. It feels very obvious, right? It's like, oh, on the dot, of course, right? And so there's these like art is all abstraction. It's like all abstract shapes. And why is it pulsing? Probably because it has nothing to look at. It's all based on like abstract shapes and design. Art at all, visual art at its core is abstraction, meaning like it's just shapes. And our brain is the thing that goes, oh, that's a face. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's all just abstract shapes. So a lot of artists, as they grow and improve, a lot of them end up going into abstraction. Is there a difference between artwork and illustration?
That's a good question.
I don't know the technical definition. I would say artwork is probably like, this is the actual physical piece of artwork. And then an illustration maybe is more like...
It can be done either.
Yeah, I think you could probably replace the words.
Like an artwork could be like even a physical thing, but an illustration feels more like a two-dimensional, like two-dimensional thing. Because artwork can mean sculpture. It can mean like installation.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
not super familiar with all those definitions. I'm not an English major.
Y'all are very kind and great people. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Wolf Kitten? Thank you.
So a lot of people go back to abstraction in order to practice, because if you can make something look good from an abstract point of view, then it doesn't matter what subject you turn it into. It will look good to your brain regardless, because it's all based on these abstract concepts like simple and complex, big, medium, and small, close together, far away. Like 70-30 and unevenness, right? There's these different design principles out there, and I've talked about a couple of them. I haven't listed them off here, but yeah, it's basically the concept. Let me finish up these cubes really quick, and then I can be done with my whole...
What did I miss today? I forgot today was Friday. Some awesome perspective lessons. But that's for the most part what you missed. I want to zoom out a little bit.
I'm not trying to show the whole thing.
Okay.
There we go. I can zoom out there. And I'm just splitting all these in half and in half. And then I'm splitting this in half, this in half. I don't know, chat. I haven't really felt super in a goofy mood right now. I've kind of been locked in. Mm-hmm. I've been kind of passionate about... Whoa, my hand cracked and made my line wobble.
Goofy Colton or locked in Colton?
I've just been kind of locked in today.
A little bit late, but not too late.
All right, so let's look at these, right?
Thank you so much for explaining. I'll do some composition studies and post it in the Discord. Ooh, awesome. I sadly can't understand certain things, but I'm happy y'all are drawing it out and explain. Thank you.
I actually really like those ones.
Ooh,
Those are good. That person actually broke it down in a little bit different of a way, whereas they kind of like pinpoint it based on like the crosshair rather than just gridding it. But I like both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how that one turned out, so I'm gonna look at that one. So again, there is perspective and there's camera lenses when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. But overall, you basically can do it different ways, right? You could do something like 1-point perspective, where it's actually more like, and I'll just draw this really quickly.
Yes, I'm done with my challenge now. I had stuff to post it though.
Where it's like that. Or you could do it in more of like a 3-point perspective. Because remember, this is about ratios. It's not about an exact drawing, where do the lines go. It's about what is the ratio between how much of the top of the box, between how much of the side of the box or the front of the box do you see. So I could obviously draw a box here, you know, that's like...
Is this a good exercise to do often, rotating the box?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
It's a great exercise,
well, it helps
right?
you to, like, understand like how far to push the box, how far to rotate it, and you know how it looks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, I could do something like that. Like, I could draw it in a different perspective. And that last one was, like, isometric. This one, I'm actually using, like, 3-point perspective, right? Here's the bottom vanishing point. There's a vanishing point up to the right. There's a vanishing point up to the left. But my ratios between the top, the front, and the side remain consistent. It's 3 parts this, 1 part this, 1 part that. So... for the people here who are more advanced, it's the ratio, not the where do the lines go exactly. Because I know for a fact, and this is automatic, some of you are in your notebook doing this right now, and you're like trying to figure out exactly where I put this line and exactly where I ended that line. It's not so much about that. It's just, right? What is the ratio between the green side and the blue side? Is the blue side 3 times bigger than the green side? Success. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So I'll just draw these bottom ones more like that. And you know, I poked this out of the bottom a little bit.
Hey, Tuna?
Yeah, I'll do something maybe like that. So I poked that out of the bottom a little bit.
I have a perfect idea. Draw Mickey's on the box, sitting on the boxes. That'd be heckin' cute.
That would be cute, wouldn't it?
Make it a bit more fun, and also would get some dimensional drawing for people drawing.
I should do that.
Or you could draw Mickey in the box. Like
You drew June in a box, remember?
I did draw June in a box, yeah.
So I can just go boop, and then this could be like really turned, and then this could be like really turned, and it could be like that. So I could like squish it back into the piece if I wanted. But I'm honestly, I don't really care about that too much. I'm just gonna let the corner come out of the box a bit, and we'll just go. Here's the front. And now we're gonna rotate it more.
Guys, I want to keep watching, but it's almost 3 a.m. The stream's saved on YT for me to watch tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
No problem, potato. Well, we're calling her potato from now on.
Yep. All right, let's do this. So now we got this one. And this one, of course. Let's think. I'd probably want to end it maybe about halfway between this, right? Because halfway of the 3 is 1.5. So we'll probably end it about right there. Because I want to keep my ratio right. And then we'll make this one also like a pretty heavy-duty 3-point perspective.
Do you think that depending on the ratio, some of them kind of more gravitate towards like a 3-point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're looking really down at an object, what you're really doing is looking to the side of it if you rotate.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Actually, yeah.
Like, if I'm looking at an object, like a box, like this. See? And now in my mind, I'm keeping this ratio in perspective, even, or in mind when I don't have a grid. So you can see that already this box looks good. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like there's the half, there's the 3/4. There we go. Boom, just like that. Right? And so if I'm drawing a box from that way, there's the one that's rotated down a little bit. And so this exercise helps because it forces you to put your boxes in a correct proportion. And then so when you do it without the grids, your boxes will start looking more correct rotations. So anyways, there's that one. I'm actually going to pull this up quite a bit. This is actually kind of wonky perspective. So we got that.
I really like these plastic nib pens.
Oh my gosh, they're so cool.
So good. Guys, if you want like a nice pen to draw with, get this kind of brush.
There we go.
Pen.
Yep. Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But
Plastic. They are the Micron
Sakura Micron pens.
PN. They're plastic nibs. So, bro. So they're actually plastic and they work really nice.
The line quality is fantastic.
One of my favorites. I have so many of those. I love them. They're great.
They're so buttery. They feel really buttery.
So there's that one. And now, the last one, don't want to use that big of a brush, is just going to be oops. I did it wrong, didn't I?
What?
I'm drawing the wrong one.
Oh.
Is this.
Is it the... Oh. Here, you do the thing.
Sure.
Actually, I'll do it. I'll try.
Do it. You can do it. Just there. Should work.
Yay! I got it.
Right? And then we've got
Our beautiful alarm, I know, Lau. This is actually such a smart method.
That one?
I know. It is. Leave it to really good artists, huh? I feel like this is a very interesting method that isn't really taught traditionally in a lot of places. Because it's like very specific to an artist.
yeah. Let me correct this a little bit.
I need to find more ways to teach and draw heads. Because
There we go.
there has to be more than just this usual way, right?
So that is all 16. And this one's a little bit wonky. Let me fix it. It's
How long
not the
did
eraser.
that take you to do?
Including or not including distractions?
Not including distractions.
Kind of like this, I would say. Not including distractions? I have no idea.
Then maybe including distractions.
I have no idea. There you go. It's a little bit off, but whatever. The principle is the same. There you go. All my boxes.
But drawing hair,
All my boxes are always wonky. It gets better with time. Do you have advice about drawing hair? Always the hardest bit for me. What part of hair are you struggling on? Like design or like style or making it feel like it has dimension? Where's that Miki I drew? Here it is.
so tiny.
Yep.
It's so tiny on the canvas.
Bro. All right, that's it.
You're like, I'm putting
my foot down.
I'm not gonna draw small this time.
Draws tiny.
Microscopic.
There we go.
It's cute though. I like to design hair like leaves or flower petals. Because flower petals and leaves automatically have a very dynamic shape, and if you mix them up and stuff, it's cute. That's what I do. Yeah, and then when you size it up, it's all blurry. I also like to think of them like little tails, like fox tails or wolf tails, because those also have very interesting shapes, or feathers even. So I feel like with hair, the idea of hair is overwhelming. So maybe you can think of it as like some other kind of object. Like, oh, if you're good at drawing plants, you can relate to plants and draw hair. Look, or if you're good at drawing animals, like fur, then you can relate that with drawing hair.
Maybe I'll actually curl it instead.
Very nice.
It's kind of in the middle. So
like...
one of the difficulties. What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say one of the difficulties of drawing is like you'll learn these design principles, but they're very difficult to apply in the moment.
Yeah.
that's why it's good to go back and like analyze your artwork and just be like, where did I put this hair strand in relation to the total height of the hair? Okay, I put it right here. Is it in the center? Nope. So it's not uneven. Where did I put, you know, this apex? Where did I put this apex? Where did I put this apex and this apex? And what you can do is go out and shift something if you feel like it's not working. Maybe I could take the apex of the hair right here and I could shift it up. So it apexes earlier, right? Where it peaks. And then I'll take the apex of this and maybe I'll shift it down. Like that. So that made that hair strand more dynamic just by changing this and that to be less even. And then I don't really like the shape of this one here. So maybe I'll just go, here's this apex, here's this apex. Maybe I'll put this apex like...
No, Itsuna, this is not the 12-hour stream. The 12-hour stream is tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it like... here. So you can see that this shape is like getting more interesting.
Yes, Sean's Cabin, they said that learning how to draw in this style is something I want to do. Do you have any books I could buy? We have our own 2 books.
We do have books.
Yes. You know what, maybe I should just go get them.
Yeah, I don't know where they are exactly.
Here in the closet. Oh, I miss Kitty.
And so this hair tie is reinforcing the form of this cylinder. Here's the cylinder. And then I'm going to, remember what I said before? I'm using this hook and I'm hooking it around and giving it that little kind of comma shape. So I'll go hook it around like that. And I can hook it around like that. And that will create the feeling of one form wrapping over another. This is the exact thing that you do with, what's it called? Hair, clothing as well. So maybe I'll put another thing. You know, this could be the hilt of a sword. There's one right there. You know, maybe I can have another one over here. The books are in the car behind the driver's seat in the back.
Okay, then I will get that.
I had to remember where they were.
Yeah.
So we can do this sort of thing. Just like that. So if you want to draw things like, should I start with a pencil and paper or invest in the drawing tablets I'll use? It totally depends on you. Like there's absolutely nothing with starting with pencil and paper. Most people do. It's a great medium. It's honestly probably the best. It's really the least overwhelming, in my opinion. You know, digital art can be kind of overwhelming sometimes. What's planned for the 12-hour stream? Well, a lot of fun stuff. Challenges, probably some OC drawing, probably some... what are we doing, chat? What's even going on in the stream? I wanted to try a couple funny little things here and there.
We got our books.
Yep. So if you were asking about books, we've got book How to Draw Manga Volume 1. Why is it so dark, bruh?
I don't know.
Alright, that's it.
That's it.
Sorry, chat. I'm gonna go...
Blind everyone. Ooh.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna go probably shutter... Manually adjust shutter speed. No, I don't want the screen to flicker. Adjust...
Ooh, thank
Program
you.
auto movie trying to read upside down.
Thank you, Raver, Tired, Koku, and Paulina for the follow.
Let me go up to function.
I apologize if I'm asking questions you answered before. No worries. Should I start with pencil and paper or invest in the drawing tablet y'all use?
I did answer that,
Oh, you
but
did
you
answer
can
that?
give your
Okay.
thoughts too. There we go. Is that brighter, chat?
Oh, that's very bright. That's almost too bright.
That's too bright.
No, there. That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, I had to, Lunatic sponsors. I like pencil paper, easier blending materials, more fun, scratchy. Lunatic, no! Again? Thank you very much,
Thank
honestly. No! Look!
Another one!
There it is. Thank you, Lunatic, very much. As usual, really appreciate it.
Sweet. You've
Absolutely.
been carrying us.
Yeah, you've been single-handedly carrying this stream.
You've been funding this stream.
You've been funding our operation. Yeah, Lunatic has been single-handedly funding the operation. So here's a book, How to Draw Manga Anime Academy. This is our book. There's us on the back. There we are. And we have book volume 1. That's on like the basics of drawing manga. Got a lot of stuff on like gesture drawing and do's and don'ts. This is pretty standard for gesture drawing stuff. We've got a lot on. There's that bean shape. Here's proportion. What?
Another galaxy because we did see it.
Maybe.
So we are at fault. So we're at fault for giving.
That's crazy. Can we get some W's for Lunatic again? You know, proportion. There's a lot of stuff on hair and heads and some ponytail stuff and design of hair and overlaps and everything. There's honestly a lot in the book, like how to build figures from scratch, starting with general proportion and then all the way adding the whole body into final teenage proportions as well. There's step-by-steps for constructing all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of different pose references. There's stuff on clothing. There's actually a really extensive section on clothing, like pipe folds, diaper folds. You know, if you want like everything in one place, twisting folds, explaining how they work, and here's zigzag folds if you want to draw like a bunch of pants and stuff. What else? There's just so much in the book, you can't really cover it all. Bunch of examples of different outfits, dresses.
I want to buy your books courses, but do I have to specifically draw anime?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's drawing foundation. Obviously, we teach it in an anime style, but you know, the 7 basic folds are basic folds. Rendering is rendering.
Yep.
Design is design, regardless of style.
A lot of our classes, like the figure drawing class, the clothing drawing class in anime art school, and even your perspective class, are all realistic.
Yeah, lighting heads from different angles, giving examples of that, and then there's obviously doing it with anime heads from different angles. A lot of stuff on that, guys and girls. So this is book volume 1.
Yes, you can get both of these books on Amazon.
Rendering, you know. And then book volume 2, which is my favorite because I really like design.
I love this one.
This is book volume 2, and this one's all about character design. So character design, we even designed a cast of characters for this book. Designed every single one of them out. There's Victor and Faye, and they all have their own backstories, and then they are actually used to teach a bunch of different stuff like expressions.
You can buy the first book as a digital copy. That'll be on like a...
Here's Victor.
Yeah.
Right, here's Candy.
I love Candy.
So taking different characters that look different ways and actually adding different expressions to them depending on their face shape and their personality and everything. Like she's totally gossipy and all that kind of stuff. Everybody likes Nick, so I'll go to Nick. Mainly Saturn. There's Nick. You know, that kind of stuff. Bunch of different body types.
Lunatic, we actually we have not sent all the books yet. You're moving out of your apartment soon? Okay. If you want to give me your updated address...
Can I buy that book? Yes, you can. It is Anime Academy, How to Draw Characters. It's on Amazon. We are the authors. And really proud of both of these books, honestly. This is volume 2. It has Miki on it. Whoa, I don't want that to fall off.
That's not good.
Running out of space. There we go. Oop, I punched the microphone.
I heard that.
Sorry, ears. Sorry, chat's ears. You know, and obviously you can then start thinking about like 3-dimensionality to this. Like where would you add the 3-dimension to this piece right here? Definitely in an uneven way.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Where would you add it?
I would go kind of 2 times. I'll have like one side and then the other side probably.
Ooh, that's fun.
And then maybe I'll like thin this area, but I think this is fine for now. Perhaps.
How about we pull in that apex?
Yeah, we'll do that. And then that generally be like the shaded part.
Yep, so we can pull in...
How much are the books? The books are $26 each, but Amazon likes to give discounts and stuff. So...
Yeah, you can go check how much they're up for right now.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the price a lot.
Yeah.
Gonna spin it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we want to actually look at the
DJ, think you could follow?
volume of the hair, could draw some wrapping lines around it.
Demonic says, Victor looks like he walks old ladies across the street. You know, he probably would.
He probably would.
He would probably have a good sense of honor, you know? Code of honor. Oh, so pretty.
And if I were to shade it, I would just shade it according to this, right? Shading it like a ribbon or like a cylinder. If I'm shading like a rounded cylinder, like a croissant, here's the form lines. And it's reflective like hair. What?
It moved again. It's so weird. And nothing we can do or anything.
That's so weird, yeah. If I'm going to shade this, I'm going to get a highlight probably on this side up here, and I'm going to get a highlight right there.
Is there a way to... I
Just
draw
something like
everything
that.
well separately, but once I try to put things together, it looks bad.
That's totally normal. Honestly, practicing to what's that?
Yeah, but
Oh, it did it again.
Yeah, like multiple times actually. Like
Maybe it's like automatically locking onto something.
yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, ZKG.
CKG.
Wow, thank you so
What?
much. The 20, is that British pounds?
Wow.
Super chat. Heading to bed now. Have a fun stream, and I'm excited for the 12 hours. Awesome.
Thank
I'm
you
excited
so
as well. We will see you tomorrow. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Thank you. Did I say ZKG?
No, yeah, I said ZKG.
I'm sorry about that. I meant Itzuna. For some reason, I got a ZKG and
Maybe
Itzuna mixed up.
autofocus is
Itzuna, thank you so much, as well as the membership yesterday as well, or
Yes.
the other day. Are you guys doing OC submissions? Not right now.
We'll see if we feel like it.
We're gonna be
Initially,
doing OC drawing a lot
tomorrow.
It's
yeah.
gonna be like 12 hours of OC drawing practically.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just keeps jumping up. Maybe
I don't know if we'll do it today. I know we kind of were like, well, maybe
It's
we'll do
gotta
it,
be.
but
it's gotta be like an OBS thing. Maybe it's like a glitch.
I think it is.
It's not the camera. The camera's zoomed all the way out.
Yeah, it probably is a glitch of some sort. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like
It's like a
tweaking.
ghost.
I think our OBS is tweaking. Yeah, thank you so much. I was listening to this in the background and I spit my water out when I heard my name. I was like, oh, did I accidentally send $20?
Oh.
No, it's Zuna.
was
For
Itzuna.
some reason, your names got mixed up in my head.
Reasonably, could I submit Kiba for OC drawing?
Yeah, for sure.
I would say yes.
It's your OC. You
Yeah, it's
own.
you own it. Should we give away the rest of the silly OCs that we had the last time? Or you don't really feel like putting in all the names?
Do we want to do some more OC giveaways today?
Why not?
What was it in? Was it in
OC?
my stack?
Yeah. No.
No, it was in this.
Yeah.
How about we do this? I want to get rid of these shapes. I don't want to draw these.
Okay.
Show layers. Where are we doing? What are we doing? This one?
Yeah.
I'm going to erase these shapes and I'm going to draw some new shapes, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of that. We'll freshen things up a little bit right now. How do we think about that?
I think that sounds fun. Draw in black so we can color them.
Yes. Do we want to draw some shapes, chat? I'll just make a new layer for
we
this.
We still gotta give away the rest of them that weren't given yet, but we could do that later.
I don't know
We'll
if
do
I
that
want to
later.
give
You
away
don't wanna
Father
give away-
Harold.
You don't give away Father Harold. I know that some people really wanted Old Al.
Okay. We'll draw some shapes.
Yeah. Makayo, thank you for the follow. Rhonda's kind of a baddie. Yeah, Mitsubi actually got her. Ooh, that's a fun shape. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna.
It
yeah,
dir-
it like a lot.
That's wild.
It's wild because it's like now we don't. It's not centered anymore. Now we can't really tell if we're.
I'm going to add a little bit of
This is fun.
wonk to that.
Hey, Chuki.
All right. That feels like a pretty good shape to me. What do you think,
I
chat?
like that
I
shape.
have to update this. So for some reason, our window. What if I deactivate and reactivate it? Oh, there it's now it's up again. Sorry, there's that.
Do you want to?
Oh, it's like really, it's glitching. Something's like glitching about it.
Oh.
Whoa.
Should we? Do we have to like?
I might have to restart
OBS.
OBS. Whoa, it's like totally tweaking.
Ew, that's grody.
Let me look at it. Configure video, configure crossbar.
I'm so excited for your keyboard to come because now I have
Lift
my
vertically. I do not know what's going on. The it's really tweaking. It's like changing itself. It's actually never done this before.
Nope.
You know, the usual.
The usual, and there's always some technical
The usual
problems.
ridiculousness on streams. Oh, it's nudging itself again. Wow, look at it. Caught in the act.
Caught in the act.
Let's see if this is so bizarre. It just keeps doing that over and over.
I know.
It's definitely an OBS thing. I think it's like tweaking.
Do you think we should just restart the stream if it's just gonna be like that?
It depends how bad it gets. We'll keep an eye on it for a little while.
Last
It like
week you said
moves
ghost,
itself.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
Alright,
I don't really want to give too much three-dimensional information to it. Did it move again? What is going on?
Feels like it does that when we start drawing. Oh, there it goes. Never mind.
All right, I'm gonna have to do
Troubleshooting later.
shooting in a second. All right, let's do.
Bibsy is not taken yet.
Let's do this. Let's do some bolder.
Bold.
I'm gonna do maybe like a symmetrical. Some sort of a symmetrical shape.
Kind of looks like a baby shark. Symmetrical shape, huh?
Yeah, I've been kind of feeling. Ooh, I know. It's gonna be symmetrical, but it's gonna have a little wonk. Maybe like there. And then let's just say
It's an onigiri with arms, Fox says. Good evening, Lewis.
it's Chubby Freerin.
Chubby, what?
No, I'm kidding.
Chubby Freerin?
Oh yeah, Freerin finally had a couple good episodes. We got to the first class mage exam we started last night, and that was really fun. We watched the first episode of that.
About time.
That was a lot of fun.
It's like a good episode will only appear for like one. A good thing will only happen for like one episode, and then we have to like wait like 5 more episodes for something else good to come back.
Lewis asks, "Is Freerin worth the watch?"
Ask some people.
Some people would definitely say yes. Some people would say it depends on how busy you are. This plot is super slow paced, yeah. So if you don't want a super slow paced, let me do this. What if I
feel
unplug
like
this?
The slow part can just be
and
condensed
plug it
into like
back in.
2 episodes.
Chat, you're not gonna be able to see anything right now. That's totally normal. We might have to restart OBS. That might be the solution, but I don't know.
It is good. It's just very slow paced, and I don't know if I have the patience for it. Like if I were busy,
It's good.
I would probably
just slow.
be like, oh, I'll just watch clips of it. Like at the most important parts, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then after that, I'll decide if I want to watch the whole thing.
I need to start adding a lot more, like, new ones.
I feel like that's probably why I liked Overlord a lot. Is because it had very good pacing. Things were happening.
And I need to start thinking in terms of like repetition and repeating shapes instead of just drawing completely like random kind of shapes. I need to think like, is this shape overall more round? What's up?
No, nothing. Got some comments. That reminds me, have y'all watched Overlord movie yet?
Nope.
Nope. I don't know if there's anything new. I thought it was like a recap type movie, but no, we haven't watched that.
I want to try and get rid of as much form information. So what I mean, chat, if you want to do this exercise,
we are drawing. Colton is drawing a bunch of shapes, and then we're gonna turn them into characters.
so this overlap right here would be describing form, right? So for example, like that would probably describe quite a lot of form. And then you can add more overlap, say.
AK Comics, you guys run an art class? Yes, we do.
Yeah, we actually have live classes starting in June. In the middle of June. We have a figure drawing class coming up. And we also have a costume drawing class, yeah.
And we also have our pre-recorded classes, which is Anime Art School.
Yep. We have a whole pre-recorded school as well that has a whole bunch of classes that teaches art foundation and character design and all kinds of stuff.
Colton, she could be a gnome.
Ooh, that's fun.
Like a Smurf.
Should I do the highlight this way?
The gnome with the weird hat. Yes, Fox. You literally just read my mind.
Or the last way? I think the other way.
Use draw, we use Procreate.
Yeah, this is Procreate. I guess I've just got started on this one.
So it's a movie that takes place in the light novels. So it's like a complete. It's not a recap. I wouldn't mind watching it.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Should we make her an old lady? Impressive. Which departments are you two from?
Departments?
I'm not familiar with departments.
You mean like what industry?
Oh, okay.
We don't teach any animation or anything. We teach drawing foundation.
And also in an anime style. But Colton was a concept artist for a good while.
I don't know exactly what I want to do with this hat. Come on, undo.
And for me, like I never was in the industry, but I was professionally trained. So, yeah. I would say that would explain my history. But yes, I started my career with creating courses as well. So you do a bunch of comics, it looks like, AK Comics? I mean, it's like literally in the name. What kind of stuff do you do?
Maybe something like along the lines of that.
Wait, should we give her hair?
We'll go center line.
Kind of looks like Patrick Star.
Bro, I'm so sick of these headphones. I can't hear the music at all.
I can hear the music. Bachelor of Fine Arts. Oh, I see. That's cool. So you went to an art college, it seems like?
Do you want to do maybe something like that? I don't really like the eye. I don't actually like the character at all anymore.
Aww. Thank you. And thank you for the follow.
Maybe I'll do something more like...
Should we make him look a gross goblin? Gross gnome?
I'll just see how it turns out.
Sure. Denisia, thank you. Hello for joining. That's a very nice name. Hopefully I pronounced it right.
I think I'm gonna change this overlap a bit.
She's cute looking. I'm also kind of in the doodling mood as well, but I'll pay attention to chat.
I finally have some time to doodle.
I know.
Yes, please reach out.
Yes, I am. I am.
I would draw on stream sometime. Would like to. We would do that. Maybe I'll change up the position of the eyes.
If one's at 4% of it dies, they'll come back. Probably. No problem, Artemis.
Maybe I'll change up the position of the eyes. Maybe it'll be more like this.
Ooh.
Lowering them.
I feel like this could be a very sharp, not sharp, a very smart girl gnome.
Oh, she's sophisticated, all right.
Yeah. But if you give her like really poofy kind of bangs. Ooh.
Like this?
Yeah. I was thinking like this. Like something like this, maybe.
I can't be
Influence.
influence.
Welcome back, Tilly. How's it been?
Maybe we'll do something like this. Curls.
Yes, she's so cute. What are we doing right now? Colton is drawing random shapes and he is creating them into characters, and we might give them away.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
She's cute. Should we give her lipstick?
Yeah, we'll work on the mouth a little bit now.
Wow, that nose is definitely on a tangent on the edge of the screen. There you go. Are your brush settings still default, or have you modified them over time? They are default.
I'm pretty much default.
I am so lazy.
We never modify the brush at all.
Yeah. OMG, bro, my phone is experiencing lag times 100. Rip Fox. You know what to do, I think.
What?
Reset the stream. Refresh it.
Maybe. All right, I'll redraw this area then. Sorry, I'm changing my mind a lot during the drawing process.
Well, that's the fun of drawing, right? Hello, Naima.
Maybe we just do something like that. Maybe I'll change this one up too. Let's see. What do I want the silhouette of this far like brow ridge to be? Maybe it'll be like that.
That sounds good. That looks good.
Now the eyes are pointed different directions because I did that. Maybe I'll do something more like that.
Yeah, looks good. I feel like her name could be like Annette.
Maybe. That could be fun.
You look like a strong, independent woman. Woman goblin?
Maybe this is the other Glorm's mom.
Yeah. Glorm's mom. Too bad A isn't here today. Auntie Annette. I miss Poppy. I wonder where she is.
Just chilling.
Yeah. going bold. I heard Overlord web novels are also pretty something from the anime/light novels. Like some characters there that weren't in the anime. It also gets weird, like uncomfortable, weird in places. Interesting. That's why I don't read the web novels. Too lazy. I see there's a divot in the Apple Pencil. Is there a specific way you hold it, or do you hold it with happenstance barrel direction?
I just do whatever.
Yeah. Sometimes for this Apple Pencil specifically, it'll have like some kind of haptics where if you press hard, it'll pop up with a menu. And I don't like it personally, but that's specific to this pencil.
Yeah, we don't really have any maps. I hold it whatever direction it happens to be in my hand at. That's really it.
Yep. Hello, Mika. Oh, she's lovely. What are you drawing?
Some sort of a character.
Turning a random blob into a character. Chat, we only have we have like less than 5,000 likes. And like what, how long have I been streaming for? You hours?
I don't actually want to stream very long tonight because we got a huge stream tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. Oh, there we go.
But it is.
If we get to 5,000, I'd be pretty happy.
It is really nice to draw on stream though, for once.
I think it's great. I'm not as good as entertaining though.
Well, I would start by actually watching chat.
I am watching chat. There's just nothing much going on.
Yeah, that's kind of dead. Chat, you can start yapping.
Entertain me. You can do that's fine. You can do this by going to accessibility and changing the pressure strength on the iPad. Oh, that's interesting. I'm trying to lock in on challenges. Okay, I understand.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that, Angelina.
Everybody has a little bit extra time to do challenges this week.
Saturn's like, Cold Day draw hot mana.
Nah.
Denny's like, oh, sorry, I'm working on challenges. Everybody's working on challenges today, which is great. What time is the 12-hour stream tomorrow? It is 11 p.m. Pacific.
It is up there.
Yes, up there. I don't know what it says. 12 hours. I can't read it. 1 p.m. Central, is that?
11 p.m.
Sorry,
Pacific?
no.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.?
Yeah, 11 a.m.
Oh, okay,
starts.
okay. That's very hard for me to read, unfortunately.
Yeah, I made it pretty small. It should be visible on the phone, though.
What do you think of Krita? Krita was pretty simple to use. I used Krita for one of our classes in our anime art school, and it's pretty basic. You know, you got your layers, you got your brushes and stuff. Actually, Krita has a good amount of pre-made brushes that work pretty good. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. It's definitely not as powerful as Photoshop is, but I mean it's a free program, so you're not really gonna get that much. But it's great for it's great. It's just great in general for making illustrations. No, the weekly challenges are not today. They are tomorrow on the 12-hour stream. Any tips on not feeling overwhelmed when starting out a drawing? Like I don't know what to draw anymore. Sometimes I just start thinking, drawing one thing at a time. Like for instance, if I see a pose that inspires me, oh that's gorgeous eyeliner, or eyeshadow. If I find a pose that's like really interesting to me, I'll draw it, and then I'll kind of think about what else can I add to the drawing. Like, should I add another person to it? Maybe I should simplify the background or something, and then it'll kind of just gradually turn into something that's a bit more organic. That's one process that you can do. Music is a little loud, Lau says.
Is it?
At least, is it loud for everyone else, or is it just...
Is it loud for everyone, or is it just loud?
Loud. We are from the States, Anne. Cat is here.
Awesome.
Hello, Cat.
Welcome. Loud? Why is it so loud today?
I talk more, but I'm in a gestured class and Ethan Becker's Discord. If you've ever heard of him on YouTube, Ethan Becker's. Have you heard of him on YouTube?
It sounds familiar. What? Oh, that's right.
I'm at work. Can't wait to get home to do your class. Oh, thank you, Kat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, Kat, the newest anime art school student.
11 a.m. Pacific time is 4 a.m. Sunday morning. That is wild. Are you in the UK? Or Australia? Or I don't know what time zones are for that. Australia? Okay, gotcha. He's an animator. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've heard of it before.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't heard of them. It sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah.
I don't do any animation, though, so... What about that for now?
I think that's really cute. Hey, Kiraji. In the future, yes, definitely. I'm in the UK, it's 3 a.m. right now. Wow. Can I add my OCs within the homework if it's a long subject? Oh, yeah. Do whatever you want. I think they would be wonderful for you to add your OCs.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely encourage it. It's just water.
Yeah, that's just water. I've yet to know what Alexi's wife looks like. Kat. But I'm gonna be sad if I see her design. Because that comic made me cry. I think that was the first comic that ever made me cry on a stream. Still remember it, that's just memorable. Oh, I love those curls. Wow, we reached 7,000 likes now. Good work, chat.
Yes.
From less than 5,000 to 7,000, that's honestly pretty good. Diva in the making. I agree.
There you go.
Maybe her name should just be called Diva.
Well, maybe we'll name her later. I think we'll be wrapping up here. Chat. We got a big stream tomorrow. We might have to do some shopping and stuff tonight, and it's already almost 7:30.
Yep.
All right, let's switch spots.
All right.
Yes, we're going to be live for 12 hours. 12 hours tomorrow. Yes, Kat, you've heard correctly. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to be streaming. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. We're going to have a lot of fun activities.
Yes, we're going to be starting in about, what, 14, 15, 16, a little bit less than 16 hours from now. Is that what it is? All right. I'll miss like 5 or 6 hours of the stream. All good. Stream
It's all
gonna
good.
start at 11 p.m. for you. Yup. Was it fun listening in? Awesome. What time is it for us? Like 7:30 at night, basically.
Well, you came back just in time, Lunatic, because
Yes.
we're about to wrap up.
Now we're about to wrap up. We'll see everybody tomorrow, bright and early. Not really.
Not, well, early for us.
Maybe early for some people. I don't know. It's like 1 p.m. for most people. But yeah, we'll be live all day, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get some snacks and different things. Maybe some like turnovers and all that.
Yummy.
So yes, thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out. And we'll see you on on that big stream.
Yes.
So, yep, again, 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, like, what is that, 2 p.m. Eastern, is that when it starts?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and have a lot of fun as well on the stream, do a bunch of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, see you, chat.
See ya. And bye-bye, YouTube, as well.
Have a good night.
Yep, have a good night.